On July 30th, 2014, I made a meal that changed my life forever. I stumbled upon this blog called This Russell Vegan Life, and I saw this dish that looked so appetizing that I needed to make it straight away. And after making it, I ate it. Whoa! It blew my mind. How could this meal taste so good with such simple ingredients and no meat? And the best part, I didn't even need to cook it. This is a raw vegan lasagna. Exactly, that's why I said wow. It's made of zucchini, it's got cashew cream cheese, and it's got a pesto made from broccoli and sun-dried tomatoes. You know, I was expecting to have a food coma after eating this. Right? Because you're eating lasagna, I usually feel lethargic and sluggish and tired after eating such meals. But no, this was different. I actually felt supercharged. In fact, I still remember the buzz. I got from eating this meal until today. And it prompted me to do research. And I found out that the reason why I felt so energized was because the nutrients inside this food were still intact. It still had live enzymes, which is the life force of food. Which got me thinking, have we been doing it all wrong? Why do we need to cook our food to death? So for 2/3 of my life, I suffered from eczema, which is a skin condition. It affected my toes and it affected my hands. My fingers were inflamed, my skin had rashes, it was itchy, it would dry up, it would crack, it would bleed. And I was this little kid. I think it started around I was 10 years old, and I started scratching because I just couldn't control myself, and the pus would come out. And it was just really bad and really traumatizing. And I would cry and stare at my toes and ask, why me? And I pray and pray and pray that I will have perfect toes again. But you know what? I had broken skin for 30 years. My parents tried to seek all sorts of treatments for me. In fact, they spent a lot of money on taking me to Western doctors, to specialists. But all the specialists did was prescribe me steroid creams. Well, there was one doctor that said, oh, maybe it's your school socks because you're wearing synthetic socks. Perhaps you should try 100% cotton socks. So, yeah. So I remember going from one departmental store to another departmental store with my mom, looking for this elusive 100% cotton white socks. And I couldn't find any. It was only, the closest we got to was pink 100% socks, 100% cotton socks. Which meant that I was, this awkward, nerdy, 4-eyed kid, now becoming this weirdo in pink socks. The thing is, when Western medicine and pink socks didn't work, we tried different treatments instead. I'm Chinese, so my dad bought me herbal Chinese concoctions. And if any of you are familiar with traditional Chinese medicine, I'm sure you know that it's thick and black and gooey and bitter and yucky. And this is how I would have to drink it. I have to hold my breath and then gulp it down because it's so bitter. But you know what? That didn't work either. And then we tried Ayurvedic treatments. I bought like leaves with strange sounding names and put them in water and bathe with them. Got soaps from India, which is Ayurvedic. Again, that didn't heal me. So, it took me 30 years, that's a long time, to find a remedy. This is what finally worked. Plant-based, whole foods that are not heated up on high heat. I realized at this stage that I was really doing it just wrong. Food did not have to be cooked. If you don't believe me, let me show you. So this is bread, and it's bread made without flour. I made it with whole almonds, and I didn't need to bake it. I just put it into a dehydrator, and out it comes like bread. So I had this pineapple fried rice. So you see this? It's actually not rice. It's cauliflower with loads of vegetables and nuts. Ah, burgers with no meat. This is made from mushrooms and carrots and seeds. This is salmon, smoked salmon, with no fish. So it's actually made from carrots with marinated seaweed. And this, it's served on top of a cracker made from almonds. And if you can see this, it's cheese. It's non-dairy cheese, made out of cultured cashews. I devoured pizzas. This is all plant-based. It doesn't need to be cooked in an oven. It was just made in a dehydrator. And my favorite, dessert, ice cream with no cream. So how did I make it? I used fresh coconut flesh and cashew nuts and coconut oil. So you see, it's not about the 100% cotton socks. And it's not about applying steroid creams. And it's not about taking pills. It's all about what we eat and how we prepare it. I thought I was eating healthily because I was eating mainly vegetables and I avoided deep fried food, so no papadum and no McDonald's fries. And I didn't even drink coffee, you know, but what I didn't realize, I was putting into my body dead food. I was putting in preservatives, I was putting in artificial sweeteners, I was putting in additives, I was putting in unnatural coloring. No wonder my body was protesting. All I needed to do was eat food that nurtures, food that heals, and food that is alive. It took me 30 years to realize that. I hope for you it's much faster. Maybe after this 18 minutes. So now you have a glimpse of what raw vegan is. You may ask, so what's the difference between raw vegan and vegetarian and vegan? So vegetarians don't eat meat. Some vegetarians eat dairy and eggs. Vegans, on the other hand, it's more than just a diet. It's also a lifestyle. We're against animal exploitation. So we don't eat meat, we don't eat animal byproducts such as eggs, dairy, and honey. And we don't wear clothing made out of leather or fur or wool. And we also don't support activities that exploit animals, maybe such as horse riding or even going to the zoo. Now, raw vegan, it's vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. It's food that is unprocessed, natural, or minimally processed. And it's food that is not heated up above 45 degrees Celsius. So, actually 45 degrees Celsius is still very warm. So you can still have your warm foods, you can still have your warm curry, and your warm bread, and your warm soups. So don't come and tell me like, oh, I don't want to eat cold food, so I don't want to eat raw vegan. You can still have your warm foods. But why? Some of you might be still asking like, but it's so strange, right? You don't cook your food, right? Why should I do that? Well, you want to put you want to get the most nutritional value out of your food. Did you know that heat will destroy the enzymes, the amino acids, the minerals and the vitamins inside your food? So I was telling people that if you go raw vegan, you'll be guaranteed to be more energized, to have better sleep, to have better digestion, your immune system will be better, you'll be more productive, and you'll also have better mental alertness as well. And for those who want to lose weight, it's a low-effort weight loss program. And I guess my favorite is Preserve Youth, because I always get this reaction when I tell people my true age. They go like this. Serious, like, you know the emoticon on the phone? Because I am 45 years old. Power of raw vegan food, right? Okay, so now I hope that you've been kind of convinced, and and you're wondering, like, how do you make this? Well, instead of frying and boiling and steaming and braising and cooking, what we do is use raw food techniques to marinate, to spiralize, to dehydrate, to cut and chop and ferment and blend and sprout. Those are just some of the techniques. I'll show you how. So I focus on Asian recipes because that's my tradition, that's my culture and where I come from. This is sambal belacan. Yeah, it's raw vegan sambal belacan. So there's no real belacan in it. I use miso paste to substitute the belacan, and if it's unpasteurized miso, it's still considered as living foods. I also use fresh chilies, galangal, serai, fresh lemongrass. There's going to be garlic cloves, there's shallots, even tamarind pods. I don't know whether you're familiar with that. I take the pods, I break it with my hands, I remove the flesh, I take out the veins and I take out the seeds, and I use the fresh from that. So it's all fresh ingredients that's full of life and full of nutrients. And I just blend it together and I make this. You don't need to fry anything. And this has no artificial preservatives, there's no additives at all. Pisang goreng. You'll be like, huh? Pisang goreng also can be raw vegan? Yes. I make the batter from sprouted sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. I put chopped zucchini together and I blend it into a batter. I slice the bananas and I coat it with the batter. And I put it into a food dehydrator, where it gently heats it up on very low heat. And if you're patient enough, you will actually get it to become crispy. Chili pan min is one of my favorites. So yeah, let me see. So this soup, I actually made it out of miso paste as well as kelp powder and also water. And then the leaves are just massaged gently with with coconut oil, so you don't actually need to boil it. This the shallots and the chili paste that goes into the food dehydrator. And then this is the mushroom meat. So it's not real meat, but it's mushrooms marinated in seasonings. Yeah. And then, to make the noodles, I wanted to show you this today. Get a live demo. This is... So you just have a chopping board, the normal stuff, and then there's also a knife, and you need a vegetable, a fresh vegetable. So we have a zucchini here. Zucchini. So we're going to make noodles out of this fresh vegetable. I'm just going to cut it a bit. Here as well. Okay. Right. This is my awesome kitchen gadget called a spiralizer. And you just put it in. Press it down. And I'm going to turn it round and round around, and if we're lucky, we're gonna get noodles. Let's see how lucky we are today. Ta-da! So this is, unlike traditional noodles, is fresh, it's pure goodness, it's food in its natural state. You don't have any white flour, there's no coloring, there's no preservatives at all. I'll let you know a secret. I wasn't always a chef. I have a law degree, and I also, I have a law degree. I never practiced law. I was actually in corporate communications for 15 years. And in fact, when I was a teenager, I didn't even like cooking. And my nosy aunties would like say things like, "Huh? You don't want to learn how to cook, ah? Then how are you going to find husband?" Well, today I am a raw vegan chef. I wake up every morning very excited about sharing my recipes and wondering what I'll share with the world. And I've been really blessed to be able to conduct raw vegan sessions all over Asia, including Bali, Taipei, Hong Kong, Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Singapore, and here, Penang. And as if being a chef is not surprising enough, I now am the host of Delicious with Raw Chef Yin, Malaysia's one and only uncooking show. And as a kid, I used to spend a lot of time in the library. I mean, I tell people like, you saw my picture earlier, right? And I look very much like a bookworm, like a confirmed bookworm. And I remember as a kid, one day I said I wanted to write a book. And I actually took paper and I cut it and I stapled it together. And I wrote a story and I actually had a cover and I illustrated it. And right at the back, the very last page, I actually wrote the end. So that was me, 10 years old, writing a book. And fast forward to many years later, I am now a published author. And people all over the world have been buying my book. And this is focused. It's focused on raw vegan recipes, and you've seen some of the photos earlier. The sambal belacan and the pisang goreng are all in the book. And I'm doing it because there are very few raw vegan Asian recipes out there, and I'm trying to promote that to the world. So, this innovative way of eating is something that I am extremely passionate about. And because I believe in the power of raw vegan food, I've actually I've kind of overcome my stage by fear of public speaking. I mean, here I am today, standing on this red carpet, sharing with you how you too can learn how to nourish your body with food. In fact, I sometimes tell people that I measure the success of my talks by how many jokes I can sneak in. Yeah. Raw vegan food has transformed my life. It's given me the permission to speak up and speak out. I never saw myself as a vegan advocate, but yet I've been going out talking to people, explaining to people, and sharing my discovery with them. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue talking about this because when I was that 10-year-old kid, crying and praying for my smooth skin, I really wish that someone had come up to me and told me about living foods. So maybe one day, another 10-year-old kid out there will be watching this, and it will change his or her life forever.